Good day.
Good day. Welcome back to Pints with Will and Ralph. This is our New Year, New Me episode.
Oh, new you?
No, well, not New Me. That's what it's called. New Year, New Me.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Have you labelled that?
Yes, I have.
You could have told me.
I feel like you should know. I feel like I texted it to you.
No. So it's New Year, New Me?
New Year, New Me.
Well, I might like the old
Well,
me.
that's how
I
much.
might continue on with the old me.
Do you like the older you that much?
I always like to find a new me.
So yeah, New Year. Now listen.
Yeah.
We are having to record this before New Year, so we can't talk about what we did on New Year because we don't know yet.
I tell you what I did New Year's Eve.
I'm pretty sure.
Got pissed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there'll be videos of you on your social media of exactly what you were doing at New Year.
You'll find out soon enough.
Remind me what you did last New Year? I recall that video.
Oh, I was dancing to If I Only Had a Brain by the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
And I was doing Magic Mike.
Yes, what Pony?
In my kitchen to
You
Pony.
were doing Pony, I recall.
Whilst a friend of mine put money into my waistband.
Yeah, and that can be seen on all of your social channels. Wait, have you taken it down?
I don't think it's on there. I'm
Really?
not sure. I think you posted it on here somewhere. I think it went on one of these.
Okay, so for all listeners and viewers, I will track that down and we will post it on our channels because it's
Sober as a judge.
It's a thing to. Yeah, he doesn't even drink. So okay, well if we're not going to drink that, then
Not going to drink what?
this. You don't want to drink the avocado that we had for the Christmas episode, do you?
Well, I was going to, but then I found some needles on the floor that I want to stick into my eyeballs instead.
fine.
So I'll do that.
Right, then. Now, so in the spirit of New Year, New Me, will you be doing Dry January?
No.
Cool. So let's have a beer.
No, are you doing dry? I can't even say it.
Have you had a beer already?
Yes. Are you doing dry January?
No, I wasn't. Well, I've got my cup of tea here, but I'm going to put that down because it's 2 pints with Ralph.
Do you know what the thing is with dry January is I know I won't keep it up. So I don't want to leave myself and disappoint myself by telling myself.
The shame of it.
The shame of it, having after 3 days in, going, I fancy a drink or I fancy a beer. Listen, I'm not an alcoholic. If you have got a drink problem and you want to do it if it's good for you. I'm just saying for me.
Or if you want, if you just fancy the challenge or whatever, it's a very good thing to do.
Yes.
However, know thyself.
Do you know the problem is? I think it does. If I had January off the drink, February, I'd be pissed every day.
Right.
That's the problem. It's like I tend to have a beer most nights of the week.
Right.
Or I used to have a glass of wine, but seeing as though I've got a bit older now, and it does something to it. It gives me massive headaches.
What,
and
wine?
I used to think it wasn't really drinking wine. Like the French. Give the kids wine, don't they? When they're young. So I think I've had a glass of wine, not really had a drink.
Do you drink? Do you drink at home? I don't mean much, but like, will you have a drink at home? Will you have a beer or a glass of wine when you shower?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've never drunk at home, and I like that.
I wish I was.
It's not like a thing, but I'd always rather have a cup of tea. But I love a beer when I go out to the pub.
Do you know what it is? It's so. It's like I don't know what it was. It was wine, cheese, and crisp. I used to go right. We used to get into a series where you'll put something on, like a box set or whatever it is you're watching. I go right. Let's get in, and I'd have a glass of wine or a beer or whatever. And it's that sort of time of the evening where I think I sort of have a little beer clock.
Oh really? Yeah.
I don't like to drink before 7.
Right.
And then after 7, I'll have a beer.
Mine's still always cup of tea though, even if it's a box set or whatever.
It'd be better for me if I did that, to be honest. But again, I don't know whether it's habit or whether I just like it. But I don't drink to get drunk. Because I'm not one of them. I need to be drunk. I just like to have a beer.
Yeah.
I just do. It's just how I am.
Well, that's good news because I have one for you.
Oh, good. Have we got a beer sponsor?
Well, we don't have a beer sponsor, so
what's wrong with these
no
people?
one will recognise this bottle.
Oh yeah,
covering the.
Sure, no one will know what that is.
I also don't have a glass, or
I'll just drink out of the bottle
or an opener. Can you open it with your teeth?
Yeah, I know, not with my teeth. No, I'll do it here.
Don't do it on the table. You'll ruin the table.
It's a bleeding cupboard.
I'll do it.
Right, you do it. Oh, well done, Ralph. Oh,
I like a bit of that.
You flirted with me a bit there, sunshine.
Do you like that, babes? Will, you farted.
I haven't farted. It's the smell of. Can't say it. Can't say it. Delete that. They're not sponsoring us. It's the smell of this beer that smells a bit farty.
It does not smell farty.
Smell that.
It smells of beer. Well, they're not going to sponsor us now, are they? Drink this. It smells of farts.
Have you ever done that where you've rimmed your arsehole and then
I
offered.
can tell you no. Before the end of this sentence, I can absolutely assure you that no, I haven't.
I'm
but
just
continue.
saying. Have you ever done it where you've you've rimmed your arsehole a little bit and then got your pint and gone, does this beer smell of shit? And then you've offered it them, but the shit
Into
smells
their
on your
face.
finger.
Right. No, I haven't.
Well, it's funny, do it.
No, I'm not going to. There's pretty much no circumstance
Dude,
when I'm
make
going
that your New Year's
to
resolution.
rim my arsehole, to quote you, with my finger and then stick it in someone's face.
No, but it's the reaction's funny. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But, so it is beer time. Cheers, son. And we always do this because we are 2 pints of Will and Ralph. Cheers to everybody
Welcome
out
to the
there.
show.
Cheers if you're watching on YouTube or you listen to your podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Cheers to you. Hope you have a fantastic new year.
Yeah.
Hope your Christmas went well.
Yeah.
And I hope the new year brings you everything that you want out of life.
Yeah.
Go and get it. Don't wait.
Speaking of that,
What?
New Year, new
Yeah.
me. Any thoughts? Any New Year's resolutions you've got brewing?
Do you know what I feel? Resolutions. I always try to be better than I was last year. Like try and be a better person and try not to be such. Do you know? I know not such a twat.
I'm sorry, I thought I was what you were going to say.
Like sometimes I do things where I think, oh, I've let myself down there. Shouldn't have done that. Or do you know where I've gone out where I didn't have to go out? I don't go out that much anymore, but I try to make the right decision. Learn from your mistakes, because sometimes I always think to myself when I've got a hangover, you didn't need to have that last drink, did you? You didn't need to stay up to do that. You could have taped it. You could have taped that box in at 3 o'clock in the morning and watched it tomorrow. But I've got a merry on, and I've stayed up, and I've ruined the whole of the next day.
Mate, at least it's for you. It's like for boxing and you're enjoying yourself. I'm so weird with stuff like that. Like I'll be like, well, it's 2 a.m. I should probably go to bed, but I might just watch another episode of this.
Oh, really?
I'm such a night owl.
You're big into PlayStation and FIFA, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't playing it much in Guadeloupe, so less so. But it's just that I'm such a night owl. And by about 7 p.m, I'm like, oh my, I could absolutely go to bed. I could go to bed. And then like about 10, I'm suddenly like, ooh, what's the plan for the evening? By midnight, I'm absolutely buzzing. And that's just have a cup of tea.
I tell you what I want to do this year. There's the next year is just. Do more things that frighten me a little bit. Step out my comfort zone more. Try things. And
All right, so
grab things.
Such as what?
I don't know. Just opportunities are going to come my way that I usually might say no to. I'm going to probably say yes a bit more. And do you know what? Having done Strictly, that was the start of that. I think I'm getting a bit frightened of my age.
Right.
I honestly I do. I think I'm getting a bit knowledgeable that I'm not as young as I was. I've noticed aches and pains are getting worse. My eyes are going. I'm getting balder.
Yeah.
And
got a sunroof.
even now, I have got a bit of a sunroof. Yeah, not for long, hopefully. But I think I'm aware of that, my mortality. So I'm trying to grab as much out of life as I can, and I'm just going to continue to do that and just, try to make more memories.
I get that though. I mean, you're 47. I'm 43. Like.
Do you not feel like that yet?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying I'm starting to feel a little bit that. I get it when I'm playing football particularly, right? Like I can still get about and I'm still pretty quick, but I'll pick up injuries and it takes a lot longer to recover from them. My legs will be battered for 4 days instead of 1 day. Like that's the tough bit. I can still do it, but you can't cheat your body, and your body's like, mate, are you sure?
Well, yeah. I mean, you laughed the other day when you said, where have you been? And I told you, and you laughed at me.
Why? Where had you been?
Pilates. Again, you laugh again. What's wrong with Pilates?
But nothing wrong with Pilates. It's just the idea of you at Pilates.
Listen, it wasn't me going, I want to go to Pilates. My wife went, and she's an ex-dancer, so she's loose. I'm like a piece of iron. I don't bend, and when I do, it's hard to get back up, and I'm just sort of just wanting people. So when I work out, I do the basics, do press-ups and do that, weights, but I don't stretch. And she said, come to Pilates. I said, I'm never going there. And a lot of the times I was thinking, I can't be in a room full of women and cocking my leg up and farting in front of everyone. Because there's always one there hiding. As soon as you put your legs somewhere it shouldn't be, it comes out, doesn't it? It just pops out.
No, it doesn't.
Or is it just me?
I mean, it's certainly not me. I feel like this is a recurring sort of theme with you about accidentally farting all over the place.
Well, it's true, though. I don't know whether it's the speed I eat at or what it is. I don't know, but there's always one hiding. And I don't want to be... stretching out, and I don't want to be in a room full of women and not being very good, and everyone going, look at the fella, crap. But I found out this is all the Pilates. It's using Informer, which is a machine,
Right.
And you've got a machine and you've got a screen and you have your own speaker and it tells you what to do. You choose your exercise and you use all the equipment yourself and you have your own bit. So you've not got a teacher. You're not in a class full of other people.
Okay.
And it was good. But, yes, I did it and you informed me, so I've just been Pilates. But I did it and then I had a stiff neck. I pulled my bleeding neck doing it. So it's like, what's the point? But I'm going to try and do more of that because I think the older you get, the more you got to keep your joints loose. And you, I mean, it sounds boring, but I don't want to stop having a drink. I don't want to stop eating the foods I like. So I'm going to have to work out more to balance it.
You certainly want to stay like in, because, you know, I've got this amazing top physio that I met on Soccer Aid actually. And he was like the best in the business. And he's like, they say that, you know, people make the mistake of resting. Now, obviously, if you're injured, you have to rest for a certain point. But basically, our bodies are a bit like use it or lose it. Yeah. Like your joints stay healthy by using them and like putting them under a little bit of strain and not strain, but like using them to go through the range of motion. So like, I certainly football. Like I want to play for as long as I can. I actually tried walking football. I did a show with Ricky Tomlinson.
Walking football, Ralph.
Mate, I did a show with, I'm not yet, but I did a show with Ricky Tomlinson where we rented a camper.
You're playing with 80-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
You're just trying to be the best on the pitch.
Obviously. Sorry, I still am. Don't
Kicking
worry.
people's walking sticks from underneath them. Get over there, dickhead.
But we did this thing and we joined, I think it was affiliated to City and because, you know, Ricky is 80. So it's like, I'll try walking football and see what it's like. Mate, you would be surprised. I was like, I mean, I'm not doing it yet, but it was really nice because I was thinking, well, you know what? When I'm 70, I can still play. Anyone who's like, oh, I can't play anymore because my legs are gone, I'm like, try it.
My next door neighbour's an ex-professional footballer. And I said, why don't you try walking football? He said, the day you see me doing walking football, shoot me.
Mate, you would be surprised. I would urge anyone who loves the game but can't play anymore to give it a go.
Yeah,
try
well,
walking football.
Again, that's what this new year should be about.
Yeah.
Try something that you might have a negative, you know, thought on or something you think, I'm not doing that. Same with Pilates. As soon as someone says try that, I'm always the first to go, no chance, I don't want to do that. And then when I try it, I go, it's all right.
And when you first saw it written down, did you think it was pronounced pilots?
I can never spell it. I didn't see it written down. If I'd seen it written down, I'd go, no, I can't fly a plane.
Yeah, I don't know. What about trying something that you're scared of? So will you?
I want to do more stuff.
Will
basically.
you let me fly you in a helicopter this year? Then? For the show, for the podcast.
Do you know what? It's not the fact I don't trust you can fly a helicopter. It's the fact I know you're going to pretend to be dead at some point.
I totally am. And then, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to be Will, I don't feel well.
No.
Hey.
See, that's not funny, though. Because I could die. I'm getting on. I could just keel over. And you'll come round laughing, and I'm dead. Then what are you going to do?
Yeah, I won't crash. I'll just land it perfectly. But
by the way, Will's dead, but it was really funny while it lasted.
What an episode.
At least we've got it on camera.
Yeah, what an episode. I mean, it'd be a finale.
Yeah.
But what
Great for you being friends. 250 quid every cloud.
2 pints with Ralph.
Always wanted my name crossed off this sign.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would let you fly me in a helicopter, but I would be terrified because I know you'd be an absolute dick.
I probably would. I never would with anyone else, but with you, I feel like I'd have to wind you up.
You'd do Airwolf and all that shit.
I'd be like, oh, I don't feel well, and I'd lean and push the stick, and the thing would just be diving down. I would have to wind you up. You know.
Oh no.
You know that. What was your highlight of 2023?
Wow. There was a lot. I did at the beginning of the year. I did the Strictly tour, which was unbelievable. I was playing arenas, and I'd go out on stage in front of 10,000 people, and I was thinking, I'm probably never going to be able to do this again. I mean, we're doing this podcast tour, and it's in front of maybe 1,000 people, 2,000 people, which is fantastic. But to go out there and dance, and your mum and my family are all in the audience. I've been there to watch Ricky Hatton fight. I've been there to see Michael Bublé and Peter Kay, and then I'm at Manchester Arena or I'm at the London Arena, and it was just an amazing start to the year, and just grabbing onto it, going, take this in. So that was a magical moment. That was a big highlight. And then I've just done a podcast. I've just done a series which comes out actually the 1st of January. called Mr. Bates versus the Post Office. True story about the Post Office scandal.
Oh, yeah.
With me and Toby Jones is in it. It's a
fabulous.
massive ensemble cast. Everyone is in it. You'll recognise. I'm crap with names, so I can't list them all. But it was very good to be a part of.
Did you not just work with them?
No, it was a while ago. I told you I'm shit with names. It was a great ITV drama. It's 4-parter, 1 hours, and it's on every day. And then there'll be the documentary about the post office scandal. These people who got told by the post office that they were stealing from them and they were completely innocent, and the post office hounded them that much that some of them killed themselves, some of them went to prison. And I'm playing one of them.
It's like the last decade, right?
Yeah, it's still going on now, but it's an eye opener. So I was really proud to be asked to do it, because I was worried that if I did Strictly that it might dry up for me acting wise, but it hasn't. And so I'm glad. I'm proud of the fact that I've kept my head above the water. You know what it's like in our game, mate.
Every year you get through where you go, well, I'm still in the game.
Yeah, and I'm still healthy and I'm trying my best. And I think the key to life is just being happy. So if you can do things that make you happy, go and do it. Don't waste your time. Time's everything. Don't waste your time doing stuff that you don't enjoy. If you can get out of it, do it.
Mm-hmm. And do things. Do things.
Well, yeah, it's better to look back and say I've done it rather than I should have done that. And also, how long? I know I don't want to be depressing here, but we don't know how long we're going to be healthy for. You take your health for granted, don't you? As soon as you're ill, like say we got COVID or you're ill for a bit of a flu, you go, Jesus Christ, I can't wait just to feel normal.
That's exactly true. And then you forget, when you do feel normal and healthy, you forget to wake up and just go, oh, this is good. It's nice to be healthy. It's
exactly.
Like you so take it for granted.
I understand people have different situations and scenarios, and people are in difficult situations, but I hope you find happiness with the new year. Mm-hmm. And you never know what's around the corner. Stay positive. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Highlights.
Going back to, was it back in the Caribbean again?
Yeah, I love that. But I mean,
any more dogs?
No dogs this year, but it's probably a good thing, because there were definitely fewer strays this year, which I think means that more of them are being looked after.
Someone else is nicking them all.
Yeah, exactly. More of them are being looked after, or I think they had a spay and neutering program, which obviously stops the problem happening in the first place. So I didn't see. I mean, there were definitely some strays there, but I didn't see any like puppies that were clearly not going to make it. Right. They're the ones that I always feel like I have to take away. If they're adults, they're kind of doing okay. I mean, to call it a highlight would be weird, because it's 6 months of the year. You can't have a 6-month highlight.
It's not a bad job, though.
Yeah, I can't complain. But I think I told you in a previous episode, the game for Ukraine, the playing at Stamford Bridge.
Wow, yeah.
With the most. And I'll tell you what was really funny about it is, you and I have both been lucky enough to play in these games where you're like, oh my God, I'm playing with these legends. I grew up watching these guys and everything. And you're like, I hope I'm going to be able to do okay. And what you've got on your side is, you may be playing against Paul Gascoigne, Brian Robson, Chris Waddle, but these guys are like 10, 15, 20 years older than you. They're all in their 40s, whatever. You're thinking, well, I'm in my 20s. I've at least got, they've got 100 times, 1,000 million times the ability that I've got, but I'm still fit and I can run around and I can get about. Well, I was playing with Gerard Piqué, and he's about 4 years younger than me, and I was like, I haven't got that anymore.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I did, you know what I'm like on a football pitch. I did bollock Fabio Cannavaro and Mikhailo Mudryk, who currently plays for Chelsea.
You did know.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Well, he didn't make a run, Will. And by the way, I was right. Wow. Fabio Cannavaro, because he sort of didn't know me. So I'm playing left back and he's centre back, and he gets the ball and he looks up and I'm available, but he didn't know me, and so he sort of hadn't.
Yeah.
I'd literally.
He looks shit. I'm not giving him the ball.
Yeah, well, exactly, because he doesn't know, and until they pass it to you and they know that they can trust you, they don't trust you.
Right.
So he's looked up and he's turned back inside. He's played a different ball, and I've gone, "Oi, Fabio! If I'm available, give me the ball." Fabio, Oi, Fabi! Right, listen. And he's like, okay, Jesus. And he gave me the ball next time, and it was fine. And then Mudryk, who, by the way, is clocked faster than Mbappe.
Oh, that's a prick.
I know. Mikhailo Mudryk has been clocked faster than Mbappe, right?
What?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. And he's so I've got the ball at left back, and I've seen Bakary Sagna comes way out of right back. He's marking Mikhailo Mudryk. And I see Mikhailo Mudryk look up, and I see this space in behind. And Mudryk looks like he's going to spin and go. And I floated this ball, because if I'd have overhit
so you kicked out of play?
If I'd have overhit, it would have skimmed off the. So I floated it perfectly over. And Mudryk, he didn't make the run. And he's made me look like a dick. He's made me look a right dick. Right?
On telly. Subbed off?
And if
Ralph.
That's
enough.
So I pride myself, because you're playing with the ex-pros, you're like, just don't give the ball away. And he's made me look an absolute chump. And I've gotten to him, hey! hey, and he's like, are you talking to me? I'm like, hey! I did. This is 23-year-old international footballer. I'm going, hey, look at me. If you spin out into that space, don't make me look bad. And he's gone, I'm sorry.
My God. Ralph.
I know, it's bad, isn't
Ralph, you should have got the curly finger straight away.
It's bad, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a highlight, was bollocking Fabio.
Yeah, I bet it's one of his highlights. We'll get him on the pod.
Yeah.
Was this your highlight
He's
of the
talking
year?
about it right now.
Do you know what I wanted to ask as well? Highlights of the year that have been on, like, there's been some big films this year. Big.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, blockbuster splashes that I think were a bit overhyped and a bit
Such
shit.
as what?
Barbie. Barbie, for me, was the biggest thing. Everyone, Barbie. And I think that's what's happened now at the moment. The media, they can whip up such a frenzy. And they even tried to tag it in with that other film, which was the complete opposite. Oppenheimer. It's like, don't go and see that back to back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete opposite. And I went with my wife and my daughter because all the hype, I thought, well, it could be interesting. Great
I was
cast.
like, I'm really looking forward to this.
And great cast. And I love going to the cinema with my family. After 15 minutes, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Not a fan.
No, it's not that I'm not a fan. I just thought it was clever at the start. I get it. It just went daft. It just went stupid. Then the musical kicked in. It just was like, what is this? And a lot of people are saying they loved it, but I wasn't one of them. And I have to be honest. Did you enjoy Barbie?
Well,
apart from the lead, fabulous.
Margot Robbie.
Fabulous.
Ryan Gosling's brilliant, though, as well. As Ken, he was amazing.
Yeah, well, Margot Robbie.
You were a fan of her acting.
I'm a fan of everything to do with Margot Robbie. Fabulous.
Here's the thing. You asked me if I enjoyed it, and here's my extremely careful answer.
What?
Well, it's sort of been hailed as a sort of feminist, sort of paragon of feminism and a...
What?
Yeah, and a sort of women's empowerment, making loads of comments about society and whatever. And I feel like...
I didn't get that.
I feel like people will be very ready to go, well, of course you didn't like it. You're a man.
You're allowed to have an opinion. That's what it's like.
Yes, you are.
That's what it's
about.
about.
What I'm going to do is not give mine.
Oh. Well, that's good for a podcast, Ralph.
For the reasons that I just told you. So basically, you do you. I'm not touching this one.
Oh, thanks, Ralph.
Yeah,
well,
mate.
Remember, if you mention me in any of these tabloids, it's 2 pints with Will and Ralph. He agreed with me, by the way.
I'm staying out of it. You've got all the rope to hang yourself that you can.
I just didn't see what it
well
was.
Out of it.
I think it just...
I'll tell you what I did think was good, though.
What?
Did you see the Beckham documentary?
Very good.
And I saw the Robbie Williams documentary.
Brilliant.
I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Do you know what I thought about the documentary with Robbie Williams was how... I mean, amazing to have, but like 3 decades worth of footage.
3 decades worth of footage?
Decades. Did I say decades?
Sort of.
Sorry.
Nearly.
3 decades. I've had half a bit. I've had a beer. 2 beers now. So, 3 decades worth of footage. Who was filming it? But to have that, fuck the edit. Imagine how long the edit would have been. But to find that and to watch him, it was so open and honest, and he found it difficult himself. I thought it was brilliant. And also, it makes a lot of sense why there was times when I thought, what's going on with Robbie?
Yeah.
Now I can see what was going on.
I know him a little bit because I used to play football with him.
I've got a Robbie story, I'll tell you. I met him a few times.
Yeah, so I used to play football with him quite regularly when he was here. And I always found him really lovely.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting watching that documentary and going, I knew him in this period.
He damaged, wasn't he?
Yeah, and sometimes like he'd sort of go missing for a couple of weeks and whatever, and you sort of realise what he was going through. This is going to be a weird one for people watching, but I want to know what you think about this. I found the same when I was watching the Beckham documentary and the same when I was watching the Robbie Williams documentary. In this current era with social media, people are more, we understand we have more of a window into people's lives, you know, and people have a right to reply. Like if somebody writes something about me or you in the papers, we can get on Instagram or Twitter and go, this is bollocks. And actually this was this, and people will pay attention to our reply and they'll go, oh, well, fair enough. This is some bullshit. And you feel like you've got some sort of clapback if there's something. Yeah. But back in those days, you didn't. And so I know that people will understand what it's like in terms of social media today, but me and you lived through that era and worked through that era. And I felt the same with the Beckham documentary and the same with Robbie Williams, that like it felt particularly resonant to me and my life, and I wondered if it was the same for you because. Listen, I am 100 millionth as famous as David Beckham.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
100 millionth as famous as Robbie Williams. But when they're talking about stories in the press that were unfair and the people taking the piss out of them, and you're doing work and you're putting it out and people going, what's this shit? And people trying to find stories about you. Me and you were both phone hacked, which we can't really talk. I mean, we can say that, but we can't talk about any detail because we're legally obliged not to. I recognise when Robbie's talking about that's really hurtful, and Beckham was talking about like the vitriol from the public, and you just feel like it wears you down. It happened to me a fraction of how it happened to them, and I so recognise it in a way that I think if you didn't live through it, it's very difficult for people to understand.
Yeah, totally agree.
I just thought, you know, when there's been a nasty story written about me, for days, like your stomach's on fire. You just don't know what you're thinking. Is everything over? It hurts so much. And, you know, you look at Robbie, it nearly destroyed him.
And I think Robbie had problems anyway.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's very open about it in the documentary, wasn't he? He's like,
and I think he's still, I looked at him in that documentary and I can still see this darkness there. And you can, and the fact that he said I spend most of my time in bed, that's depression, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he's still fighting it. And I think people who have got an ongoing issue like that mentally, I think it's so hard but brave for them to come and do a documentary like that, to go, this is me, what's and all, and watch it back and talk about reliving it. Yeah. That's what I thought was amazing about Robbie's documentary. And there's been a few.
And when he was like, I'm not looking forward to seeing this bit.
And the worst is still to come.
The worst is still to come. And he's like, because it's just watching me have a car crash.
And do you know what? I said to my mum, what's the Robbie one? She went, oh, I'm not a fan of him. I don't like him. I said, well, this might give you a reason to why you didn't like his behaviour. Yeah. And also the fact that people looking from the outside going, you're worth millions. You're on stage performing in front of 100,000 people. You're coming in on a helicopter. And, you know, it's easy to look outside in. But when you're a prisoner in your own body, he is, can't walk down the street, then all you're left with at the end is your own mind.
Well, and especially when he sort of gets in bed at night and he goes, am I just winging this? Am I the real deal? And like all of those, like, it's tough. It's tough in a way that people who... I'm not saying that only me and you and people who do what we do can understand it. I'm not saying that to anyone who's watching and listening to this. But it felt so resonant. I was like, there's not many people who lived through that era who were phone hacked, who had the... and like, I watched it all and I was like, I totally get it. I totally get how awful that was for you. Yeah. Bless him. So yeah, that was good. Did you watch? Have you watched the Sylvester Stallone one yet? I've not watched it yet, but I know that'll be all. You'll be all about
I'm the biggest Rocky fan, Sylvester Stallone fan. He was my pin-up as a young man. All I wanted to be was him. I used to record myself and have the video playing to the Rocky, so I'd be doing the moves and mouthing it. I've got it on VTR. I've literally got it on video of me doing all that as 14-year-old. So I was just...
I don't want to be punched.
It was all that, and watching Rambo and Cobra and...
Oh, I loved Rambo.
all them films. Rambo. So, yeah, I mean, so I'm watching the documentary, but I've only watched half of it because I started watching it, and it's the same. If anyone's got a missus out there, if you watch something and she finds out you've watched it without her and she wants to watch it, you're in shit. And I went, you're not interested in the Sylvester Stallone documentary? She went, yes. Have you watched it? I went... No, I've watched a bit of it, but I'll wait for you. But you've watched it, haven't you? So I said, no, I've watched half. So I've got half it. And do you know when you just think, I just want to watch it? So I've got to finish it. I'm going to watch it with my wife. But yeah, I'm loving it. Well, I'll tell you what's a really good one. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was literally about to ask about Schwarzenegger, about this.
Brilliant.
Loved it. So this ties into what we were talking about you go out there and get things, like do something that scares you, whatever. I just found the Arnold documentary, like, he was this kid in Austria, in a tiny little town in Austria, and he just went, this is what I want to do, and I want to conquer the world doing it. And then, without hesitation, he went out and did it. He went out and conquered the world. And then he went, well, I've done that, and now I want to conquer the world like this. And then he went and did that. And then he went and did politics. Yep. And you just go... What an extraordinary man.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't know he was a millionaire before he was a famous actor.
Yeah.
He went and studied business. Yeah. People think, yeah, he's just muscly, and they went, give him acting roles. It wasn't that at all. If you haven't seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, it's an eye-opener, and it empowers you to think...
didn't he? Bought property
no
while
one
he was waiting to be
No
an
one
actor.
give him anything.
No.
He went and got it.
He just went, this is what I want out of life. This is what I want out of the world, and I'm going to do it. And not like, but what if I can't? But I don't have a nice gym nearby. That thing about where he went into the woods and just used to lift logs up and stuff.
It just shows you...
unbelievable.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Go out and
That's
get it.
the name of my book when it comes out, by the way.
Really? Where there's a will, there's a way?
I've not wrote it yet, but there will be one soon.
Mine's going to be little by little.
Yes, is it really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I tell you what I'm looking forward to, right? This year is going to be exciting for my son because he passed his driving test last year. And that's a big point.
Yeah.
You remember passing your driving test?
Oh, it was amazing for me. So listen, we should mention to everyone before we carry on with our New Year's chat that we're coming back on tour.
Yes, we're
coming back on tour. We had a great time last time. We're on the road. We're going to be in Nottingham, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, and back.
Not long now.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Still don't know what we're going to do yet.
No, listen, whatever you're going to come and see, just leave your brain and your phones at the door and come and have a right good laugh.
Yeah.
Forget about your problems for a couple of hours.
Yeah. Leave your brain and your phones at the door. Possibly your dignity.
But bring your wallets because there's merchandise to buy.
There'll be merchandise there. There'll be merchandise. So listen, go to the link below in the text below this episode. You can find out more. And it's if you didn't manage to get it for Christmas, never too late to have a little belated Christmas gift.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Balls.
New Year.
You work hard enough. Treat yourself to some tickets. Bring your friends.
We would love to see you. And it's nice because, truth be told, like, listen, last time when we said we're going out on tour, we were like, I don't know if it's going to be any good. But we pulled it off, didn't we?
I
we
think
pulled it out the bag.
It was a
and I think
joint
people
effort
enjoyed it. And
between
it was
us and the audience.
Also in the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, you're a part of it. When you come, you're a part of it.
Yeah. Somebody on the tour last year.
Yeah.
And we feel really bad because we actually can't remember her name. But remember, we do a meet and greet. Meet and greet afterwards.
Yeah,
people
we do.
used to do meet and greet. We'd come and have a little photo on the stage and whatever. And people sometimes used to bring us presents. And somebody was so sorry. If it was you, please get in touch and let us know.
Yeah.
You have to be able to prove it.
Yeah.
But somebody gave us this.
Yeah.
This is us on
Is
stage.
it knitted?
Yeah, these are knitted 2 pints.
Yeah.
And that's crocheted, obviously. And there's... I don't know why
Is there a light on the back? There's batteries.
I don't know why I'm holding a bat.
Have you got a bat in your hand?
Yeah, look, it's a batarang, a Batman batarang.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll
turn the light on at the back. There's a switch.
Hold on, has it got? No, I don't.
Oh no, you just turned it off. It was lit up. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. It's like.
Well, thanks very much for that.
So if this was you, please get in touch and let us know.
Yeah.
But yes, come along to the tour. We didn't know what we were going to do. And it sort of kind of turned out pretty well, and people seem to enjoy it. So we promise bigger and better this year. We've got a couple of ideas already.
Yeah.
And we'd love to see you then. So you were saying Jaden's just passed a driving test, which is a massive, massive thing. When I passed my driving test,
how did it feel when you passed your test? I don't think it's the same now, but how did you feel? How old was you when you did your driving test?
17.
Same as me.
And I took my first lesson on my 17th birthday. I could not wait. And the feeling of just going, it was just like, I felt like I could do anything now.
Yeah.
Because obviously you need the money to pay for petrol. But if you've got the money to pay for petrol, there's no way you can't go. You can just go.
Yeah.
And you're not waiting for buses anymore. You're not relying on your parents for a lift. Suddenly the world just becomes the world instead of just your little
accessible.
Small circle.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. So it was amazing. So I'm delighted for Jada.
Same for me. I passed my test, and then my dad had been giving me lessons on. Do you know you could go on private land?
Yeah.
So we'd go on the industrial estate, driving around in his Sierra, and then we so when to save money basically, so he only had to pay for a few lessons to get me to my test because we didn't have much money, and I passed my test second time. First time I went down a street thinking it was a one-way street and it wasn't. So I failed that one. And then the next one I passed. And like you said, I felt, you just like the best feeling in the world. All the way home when the driving instructor's driving you back to you, I'm going, I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah. And I was thinking when the driving instructor's driving back, it's like, I can't wait for you to get out so I can do this on my own.
Well, my dad, I got home and told my dad had passed the test and he just gave me his keys to his car and went, go on then. And I got in the car and I drove to my cousin's, George's, and I came home and do you know when I had these old music called Leo Sayer or some crap. It was just his cassette on his car. I just felt like such a grown up.
I know.
But that feeling, and what I would say is my son's passed his test and he did it the second time, passed his test. And I wanted to do the same thing, but you can't. I said, right, go on, Jay, you take my car out. And he went, I can't, I'm not insured. And then I was like, Shit, yeah. And then I thought, right, I'll look at getting him insured tomorrow because I've got a big car. Michelle's got a smaller car.
Mm-hmm.
She's got an Audi A3. So I said, I'll get you on that car. How much do you think it was to add Jaden on the insurance as a named driver? Right, he's 19.
Third party only or comprehensive?
Just to drive the car.
400 quid?
£3,800.
Mate.
£3,800
Can you?
just to add him, not to
Yeah.
even insure him fully.
Wow.
And that was the only one that did insure him. The rest said no. And that's what got me thinking about insurance. They are a bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because you pay them all that money, right? And you don't claim, you get nothing back, right?
Yeah.
You can pay them for 10 years. You make one claim, they'll argue the point to try not to pay you. But if they do pay you, your premium doubles and goes up.
Yeah.
So either way, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And that's what annoys me. Do you know what I think you should do? If you don't claim in a year, give me half my money back.
Yeah.
Give me half my money back.
Yeah.
Because I haven't made a claim. Where's my reward? I'm paying you for what? And it just annoys me because now...
Or at least discount me the next year.
Yeah, or I get any bonuses, even if you get 60% bonus, whatever the bonus is, the insurance is a joke. And it just makes it a point now for Jaden, he can't drive a car. I mean... I just can't put him on the car for that much money. It's ridiculous.
Well, no, but you can buy him an old knackered second-hand car and then insure him on that.
The
But
insurance
will cost more than the car.
is treble the car's worth. And also, if you buy him a car that's not very reliable, then I'm putting him out on an unreliable car.
Yeah.
It's just they made it really hard
Yeah.
for young people now, and I'm gutted for him because I want him to be going seeing his mates.
Going and be free.
He's not as bothered as I was when we were younger.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to get out.
Things were different, times were
I
different.
could not wait to get out.
But it's just a shame. And insurance, I just wanted to make the point that gets on my tits.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's the same for everything. House insurance. You don't make a claim. You spend thousands and thousands and thousands on insurance, and you get nothing back if you don't claim. But if you do claim, they cost you a fortune anyway.
Yeah, I'm going through quite a shitty insurance story right now, but I'm not going to talk about it because if I have to go legal proceedings, then I don't want to
Can't
jeopardize
you talk
any of
about
that.
it without mentioning certain things?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Well, 2024, we're looking forward to the tour. That's going to be great. And we need to talk about merchandise.
Not merchandise. I don't like talking about merchandise.
No, I thought you might enjoy talking about merchandise.
I don't like it because I don't like talking about how people can buy merchandise for £2.
And do we have new merchandise?
I think we do have new merchandise.
For the tour? Do you want to talk about the new merchandise?
Well, if you want me to, Ralph, I'll talk about it. Yeah, we've
yeah.
got T-shirts, we've got beer glasses, we've got memorabilia, we've got all sorts.
Yeah.
Things, new stuff that nobody's got, so get involved.
There is actually new merchandise, which is pretty cool. But
Yeah, and if you can buy it, you can wear it to the tour.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that is quite a cool idea. Buy it, come to the tour.
Come to the tour.
I feel like every time we do this, I sort of watch you, and it's like, I just get that feeling that I'm watching you with like Trotter's Global Trading, selling merchandise out the back with your flat cap.
Well,
on.
there is a part maybe later on today or tomorrow where I've got to go and lie on a bed in a bed shop.
Wait, what?
I've just wangled a deal on.
Wait, what?
I need a new mattress, Ralph, and they're very expensive.
Right.
So I said I'll go and have a picture lying on the mattress. What's the problem?
Are you really doing that?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, maybe.
What are you
yeah.
going to do? Just lie on a mattress going,
Listen, if they give me enough discount, I'll do whatever the fuck they want. So don't you worry, sunshine. It's tough out there, Ralph. You got to get it while you can.
How much? Okay, how much is the mattress and how much discount are you getting?
It's vulgar talking about money, Ralph. It's vulgar.
But it's not vulgar lying on a mattress. Are you going to be like, paint me like one of your French girls?
No. Just to explain how incredibly soft it is. I don't know. Listen, you know me. I love an angle. And
you do love an angle.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Listen,
that's what you got to do in life. Grab the little wins. You know, sometimes life can get tough, right? But what you got to do is grab the little wins in the week.
You love a little win.
I love a little win.
So, look, if you do want a piece of history, we do actually have some cool stuff. Go to 2pintspodcast.com. We've got T-shirts and caps and
Just
glasses,
have a look.
pint glasses, stack cups, which are really cool. They're
Have
new.
a look.
And just, tell them Will sent you if you can't find him dealing them out the back of a van.
Yes, say Will's. Yeah, if not, I'll see you down the market and I'll have them out of a suitcase. It's all right, Rodders. I'll share the profits with you, son. Don't worry.
Okay, well, listen, everybody, seriously, I think Will genuinely genuinely said it best. Do things that you're afraid of in 2024.
Step out your comfort zone a bit.
Grab every opportunity.
Grab life.
Do things that you're not so sure of, and just say yes to things, and just be Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you want something, go out and get it. Make it happen.
And also, I've said this before on my Instagram and social media. So if you've seen it before, I apologise. But the most important thing is time, right? Time. It doesn't matter how much money you've got the the best job in the world, you give it all up for a little bit more time, so make the most of it. Use your time wisely. Spend it with the people you love, people who appreciate you. And go and grab 2024, people.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah. And get a new mattress. Tell them Will sent you.
I'll sort you right out. Don't you worry.
Nice one, mate. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy 2024.
Happy 2024, everybody.
Let's have an absolute belter. Go and grab it.